Okay, so today we're going to be working on, let's see, the assignment for today is, I can't remember if it's for today or for long ago. So it's for long ago. So there are two little mini books, one on each side. This one says today. I'm going to move this. And this one says long ago. So you need to make sure that you're writing in the one that says long ago. Yours might be on the opposite side. I don't know. So you might have glued it a little different. And that's okay if you did that. It's okay if you glued yours a little bit different than mine, okay? But just make sure that if it says today, you wait for that one. If it says long ago, that's the one that we're going to work in. And this says 3 ways our world was different long ago. So we're looking for the way things were different when Martin was a young man. We're looking for the things that he wanted to change in our world that he thought were wrong. And what we're going to do is we're going to come up with 3 different ways that the world was different long ago. We're going to write a sentence about the way the world was different long ago, and then we're going to draw a little picture of it. Okay, so we're doing a couple of things. We're going to look in this part right here. We're going to kind of skim it and check it out and see what we can remember from the way things were long ago. Okay, so let's go ahead and first look at this page right here. In this page, it was just talking about when he was born, and it says not all people were given equal civil rights. He was raised by his 2 loving parents, along with a younger brother and older sister. He did very well in school while he was growing up. He even skipped 2 grades and went to college. So that's the same as it is today, right? You still go to school. You're still raised by your family. You still can go to college. And some people can even skip grades. So we're going to skip past that one. And we're going to go right to old ways. So old ways is this one right here where they have the school. Is there anybody who would like to read this to us again so that we can hear it for another time? I'm noticing I've got several kids with their cameras off. Oswald, Vina, Matthias, and Caden. Would you please turn your cameras on? So somebody who wants to read this to us who did not get a chance to read yesterday. So put your hand down if you read yesterday. Kason, would you like to read this?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and read the whole thing to us. And the rest of us are going to listen to things, the way things were that are different from today.
Okay. Growing up, it upset Martin to see that all people were not treated equally. He didn't understand why black people and white people had to be segregated.
Who remembers that word from yesterday? Who remembers that word? What was it, Matthias?
Segregated? Segregated.
Segregated. Yes. Go ahead and say that again.
Segregated.
Everybody unmute themselves and say segregated.
Segregated. Segregated.
Okay. Now everybody turn your microphone off.
Segregated.
Turn your microphones off.
Meant that black people and white people could not use the same bathrooms, go to the same schools, or eat in the same restaurants. Martin believed that people should be treated equal, no matter what color their skin was.
Okay, and I need to pause for just a moment because Iker and Vina, you need to go to Miss Heindel's class. Remember when you practiced that last week, Miss Heindel? Okay, so Iker and Vina need to go to Miss Heindel's class. All right, so what are some things that were different back in the olden days that are different from the way things are today? Kaden, I'm noticing that your hand is up. Is that because you want to tell something that's different back then, the way things were different?
No.
No? Okay, go ahead and put your hand down then. Who can tell me one way that things were different back then? We all practiced a word. Shiloh, what's one way that things were different back then?
Caucasians and African Americans that are not able to I forgot.
You forgot, okay. So can anybody else think about the way things were different back then? Melody?
They cannot use the same bathrooms or go to the same school.
So they could not use the same bathrooms. They could not go to the same schools. That was a difference back then. Matthias, what's one more way?
But otherwise, they couldn't eat in the same restaurant.
They could not eat in the same restaurants. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that writing part. And I'm wondering if you guys heard some words from Maya that were different from the words in this book. And those words were African American, and the other word was Caucasian. So those are other words to describe people's skin colors. And a variety of people want to be called a variety of different things, and it can be tricky. And it's always okay to say, how do you like to be referred to? Like, what do you want to be called? And that's okay. So some people like to be called Caucasian, and that's people who are often called white. And African American people are often called black. And it gets tricky though sometimes because some people are from different places than Africa, or some people are from different places around the world. And so that's why it's always okay to ask what people like to be called, okay? Goodness, we've got people going in and out of class today. Vina and Iker, I noticed that you came back. Can you tell me more? How come you're back?
I can't go to
Miss Heindel's class?
Yeah.
Do you remember how to get there?
No.
Let me share my screen real quick. Do you remember to click on this right here?
Yeah.
And then right here, there should be a class for Miss Heindel. HEI, okay?
Okay.
Do you see it? And that's for you too, Iker. Who's Moto G stylus? Did your computer die, Martin? Okay. All right. So what we figured out, they could not use the same bathrooms, go to the same schools, or eat in the same restaurants. So we're going to say people of different races.
You're sharing screen.
Thank you so much, Kason, for reminding me. People of different races could not share a bathroom.
I can't see it.
You can't see what? You can't see Miss Heindel's class?
Long ago. Miss Lodron,
Yes?
are we on the long ago one or the today one?
Well, let me ask you this question. Is this a rule that we have today that people with different skin color can't use the same bathroom? Or is that long ago?
No, it was long ago.
Long ago. So we're not writing in today. We're writing in long ago.
Okay.
So if you think about it, it makes sense because this is not a rule for today. And if it is, then we have a problem. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to pause my recording for a moment and be right back. Okay, does anybody need more time to write this? Mayani needs more time?
I need more time.
Okay. Julius, did you have a question?
I need more time.
Perfect.
I need more time.
It sounds like we need more time, so you don't need to keep telling me. We're all right. When you're done, go ahead and type done into the chat. Are you done, Colton? What should we put for our picture? Maybe I'll draw a sink. Or maybe I'll draw like an outhouse. That's what I'll do. I'll draw the outside of a bathroom. It's going to be like one of those bathrooms.
I can't see what to write.
It's going to be one of those bathrooms that you would see at a campground.
Cool. You mean porta potties?
Yep, those are the ones. And the terrible thing about that is oftentimes, I mean, it wasn't just bad enough, but oftentimes the ones that the people of color had to use would be not very nice, not very clean. It wouldn't be just like right next door to the other one. It would be farther away. There's this really good movie about women who worked for, I think it was NASA. And to go to the bathroom took like 20 minutes across the whole way. And so it took them forever. And so oftentimes they would just hold it instead of go to the bathroom. And their bosses couldn't understand why they were having such a problem. And she said, well, our bathroom is very far away. And so they had to change the rules to let them in. So I'm gonna make the other one not as pretty. It's gonna be brown and dingy. I'm not even gonna put a door on that one. And like we said before, things are still not perfect. We still have a lot of work to do. Over the last couple years, people have really noticed, once again, that things are not as great as we thought that they were. And that there are still a lot of problems and still a lot of things to work on as a whole country with how we treat one another. All right, so I've got Ethan, Colton, Melody, Dylan are all done.
And then Miss Little John.
Yes, John.
I remember also, I took out these strips because it'll blocking me from white end.
Yes, I did that too. Okay, so I need Justin to go see Miss Rebecca. And I need Vina and Iker to go see Miss Heindel. She should have her class open to you now. So Vina, go try again.
I found some. Okay.
Okay, go try again. Mayani is done. Did you have a question, Vladimir?
Actually, I was just gonna say something that could improve to make it not look pretty. Add dead flowers to the side of it.
Okay.
I did that to it. I did like 5 dead flowers.
I'll just put some brown on the bottom.
I put like a flower that was drooping down with like petals with like tiny leaves.
Okay, you do not have to finish the picture before we move on to the next part. So is there anybody who's not finished with writing the sentence yet? Everybody's done writing the sentence.
Not
Okay.
me.
Who said not
I'm
me?
done.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 1 minute. So get it finished up. All right, I'm moving on because it's been about 8 minutes since we started writing that one sentence. We should be done. Okay, the other thing we said is they could not go to the same schools. So this time we're going to say they, what was it again?
Could not use the same schools. Could not go to the same schools.
Let's go ahead and try to do this quickly. So let's do it in 2 minutes. Vina, you have to go. Oh, okay, hold on. With your sentence now. Maya, what's your question?
I don't feel so well, so I'm gonna drop off for today.
Okay, you can catch up by watching this video on YouTube.
Yes. Thank you. Bye.
Yes, Fina? Vina? I can see your back. What happened? Vina? What happened? Vina, are you telling me what happened?
I was getting to.
And then what happened? How come you're not in her class? That sentence. You should be finished with that sentence. So give me a thumbs up if you're finished. Thumbs down if you're not finished. I don't see, okay, I see Colton and John with a thumbs up. And here's the thing, you should be at your table the whole time doing the writing. If we're waiting for you because you're leaving, that feels frustrating to a lot of us. So you need to stay in your spot so we can get this done. All right, I'm moving on to the last one. So we had, they could not use the same bathrooms, they could not go to the same schools, and they could not, what was the last one?
They cannot eat at the same restaurants.
Okay. They could. You should be writing this with me right now. They could not eat at the same restaurants. And then you can draw whatever picture you want to go with that.